Ladies and gentlemen, I have an update to the arrest of the 6 year old little girl and the 8 year old, who they have not revealed, the child's identity. And the resource officer that was in the school, he is now under investigation. And you'll see why. In fact, when I get to the part about his background, you're going to be angry that he was even around children. This man should never, ever have been placed in this school with his kind of background. So, this came out in the New York Times, September 23rd, 2019. Officer under investigation after arresting children 6 and 8, chief says. So, this officer, not only did he screw up, he was never supposed to arrest a child under 12 years old without contacting a supervisor first. He did not do that at all. He just took it upon himself and he arrested these kids, made no contact with the supervisor, and now he's in trouble. They need to fire this man. He needs to be fired. But let me get into the story and you'll understand why I'm saying this. An Orlando, Florida police officer is under investigation after he arrested two children, ages 6 and 8, in separate episodes at a school on Thursday, the police said. Officer Dennis Turner has been suspended pending the outcome of an internal investigation. Orlando Roland, the police chief, said in a statement, Officer Turner was working as a school resource officer at a charter school when he arrested the children, Chief Roland said. Officer Turner was assigned to the Reserve Officer Program. Details of the program were unavailable, but the Orlando Sentinel reported that it is made up of retired officers from the Orlando Police Department. Departmental policy requires officers to give a supervisor's approval when arresting anyone under age 12. So he should never have removed these children from the school without notifying the supervisor first. And he failed to do his job. Okay. Officer Turner had failed to get a supervisor's approval, the chief said. The child was processed through the Juvenile Access Center and released to a relative shortly after, Chief Roland said. The gender of the child. Now, they're talking about the 8-year-old. The 8-year-old. That's what they're talking about. So they did not disclose the name or the gender of the child. So we already know the little girl is Kaya. The officer who transported the 6-year-old to the center verified that Officer Turner had not received approval for the arrest and immediately halted the process, according to Chief Roland. The child was returned to school before being processed. As a grandparent of 3 children, less than 11 years old, this is very concerning to me. he said. Marilyn Kirkland told the television station WKMG that the 6-year-old, her granddaughter, Kia, was arrested after having a tantrum at the charter school, Lucius and Emma Nixon Academy. Miss Kirkland said she received a call informing her that, I think it's Kaya had kicked a staff member at the school, had been charged with battery, and was on her way to the juvenile assessment center. So they had already removed this child from the school before even contacting the grandmother, when they should have called the parent first. Now, she is being raised by her grandmother, so they should have contacted her grandmother first. There is no excuse for this. Miss Kirkland said she tried to explain to Officer Turner, that's the resource officer at the school, that her granddaughter had sleep apnea, a sleep disorder, and that they were working to resolve it. She told the station that Officer Turner had responded, well, this is what the officer said back to her. Well, I have sleep apnea and I don't behave like that. Well, I hope you don't. You're an old ass man. That's a 6-year-old child. I hope you don't behave like a 6-year-old, you damn fool, for even opening your mouth and saying something like that. Who would expect some old ass retired officer to act like a 6-year-old child? Stupid ass. No 6-year-old child should be able to tell somebody that they had handcuffs on them and they were riding in the back of a police car, Miss Kirkland said. So this officer pretty much blew this grandmother off when she tried to talk to him. All right, so Officer Turner served on the police force for 23 years and retired in June 2018, according to the department. By the end of his career, he was earning more than $100,000 a year, according to a database of public official salaries maintained by the Orlando Business Journal. Now, I want you to listen to the background of this cop. He should never have been around children. Officer Turner was charged with aggravated child abuse in 1998 in connection with his 7-year-old son. Anybody that got child abuse in their background should not be in the school with children. I'm sorry, that's how I feel. I don't care how long ago it was. He got this in his background. I would never trust him around children. And he did this to his own son. The Orlando Sentinel reported he was suspected pending the outcome of the investigation. The Sentinel reported, but the deposition of the case was unclear on Sunday. Now, here's something else that happened during his police career. In 2016, he was reprimanded for using excessive force after stunning a man 5 times with a taser. During an arrest, the newspaper reported, this man got a horrible background. Abusing kids, going overboard, tasing somebody. No, I would never have put him in the... I want to know whose decision it was to put this kind of person in a school around children. No wonder why he was so uncaring when the grandmother spoke to him. This man is a fucking animal. He should never have been around children. Neither Officer Turner nor Miss Kirkland could be reached for comment on Sunday. Administrators at the charter school, which serves students from kindergarten through 5th grade, did not respond to calls or emails on Sunday. Screw that. Who put this man in this school? Who assigned him to this school? You know, she should not only go after the school for this and that teacher, she needs to go after the police department for assigning this man with this kind of background in that school. Okay, Dr. Victor M. Fornari, the vice chairman for child and adolescent psychiatry at Northwell Health Zucker Hillside Hospital in Glen Oaks, New York, said it was hard to argue that children as young as 6 or 8 could merit being arrested. Exactly. The mental health system, not the criminal justice system, is the one commonly relied on in a situation like this, he said. Arresting them and putting them under handcuffs is traumatizing, he said. There's no clinical benefit to the child or society. Exactly. I don't see how a 6 or 8-year-old had to be arrested. I think you got an officer that has a background of going over the top. He's like an out of control animal that he just can't handle anything as an adult, because he doesn't even have an adult mind to say to this mother, well, I have sleep apnea and I don't act like that. He sounds like a child. So, ladies and gentlemen, this story is just getting worse. But y'all, please tell me what you think about this. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. And by the way, I am sorry for getting such a late start on my videos, but I woke up with a sore throat this morning, so I just wanted to kind of relax, you know, and start feeling a little better before doing my videos. Peace, family.